Hi, I'm Jeremy Pound with Juicy Results. And if you're watching this, then we're probably in the middle of a lead generation website package designed for you. And what we do is we have something here at Juicy Results called the lead generation website audit, where we take an existing site and we audit it for the best practices at a basic minimum level for what every lead generation website should have. So it would be absolutely crazy for us to design a new website for you and not to follow these best practices. So this video is just meant to walk you through a portion of the audit to show you why we're asking for the information that your project leader is going to be asking for you. So let's jump right in. The lead generation audit focuses on the best practices for your website when you're trying to generate leads. So while we're in the process of designing your new website, it would be silly to ignore the basic principles that we're using when we're auditing other people's websites. So the website audit actually focuses on a number of things, some of which are offsite and most of which are on the website itself. So I'm just going to walk you through a couple slides that are focused on conversion to make sure that we're covering these items and that we get the content we need from you to follow these best practices and make sure that your website will actually convert and generate leads. So the first slide is website conversion, and there's 4 key factors, which are major factors that we find in ensuring that your website is more likely to convert strangers into leads. The first one, the pinnacle, is a compelling offer. So does the website have a compelling offer that's going to get someone to convert into a lead? And this can be something that's free, such as a consultation or article. It can be something that people pay for, like an entry-level service, but it's got to be something that's easy to understand and it's kind of the lowest common denominator of your service. So I'll show you a couple examples of what I mean. If I exit out of this, show you a great example. Here's AppSuite, and they make mobile applications for restaurants like iPhone apps and Android apps. When you land on their homepage, you see right away this major real estate for click for a free demo. You know exactly who it's for, and it has nothing to do with getting to buy, but the language is very specific to generate leads. If you click on the free demo, you'll see that you have a lead form. Synergy is a professional service firm that is a business broker that advises small companies on how to get the most value in selling their businesses. So they have this great article called The 3 Universal Truths About Selling Your Business. It's promoted all through the selling pages. And again, it's going to look like a lead form to get that piece of content. So it's a great offer that they're giving in exchange for starting a relationship with somebody. To show you something out of our page, our guaranteed SEO form, we actually, when we want to talk to somebody, the first step is an SEO evaluation. So we'll actually give somebody a free evaluation. And this marketing audit that I was actually talking about is a great example of a lead generation offer. So it's something we actually charge for, but it's a great starting place for someone who doesn't know what they need and they want to start a relationship. So if I click on that, you'll actually see that our audit is something we actually sell for $500. So it doesn't have to be free, but we find that it works better when it is, but it's got to be something that's going to get them to take action. So that's a compelling offer. The second thing that's really important is content that converts. And what I mean by that is something that's clear and compelling and typically emotionally charged that's going to grab a hold of a visitor, tell them why they want to get in touch with you, and actually drive them towards converting to a lead. Now, this is a really big deliverable. This means that the content all over your site is compelling. I'm going to challenge you not to steal your competitors' content. There's a test in our industry where you don't ever want to be able to print out your website, cross out your name, and be able to write your competitor's name in the same place, and that actually makes sense. So there's got to be some great differentiation. There's got to be something that's unique about it for it to actually work. And this article that's included is actually talks about what that emotionally charged content looks like that is most likely to convert. So it's too much to go through in this video, but it's all about using emotion and urgency. And so if you take a look at this article and you read it, and then you take a look at the copy that you're supplying to us or that you have on your current website, and you're going to see that this is going to help you break down exactly what's going to qualify as conversion-oriented content versus just typical bland content. The next thing that you've already started to see are what we think are effective lead forms. So there are some best practices with lead forms, and if you've looked at the different forms that I was showing you on our site, they're typically very short. They're very clear on what you're getting in exchange for the information that you provide, and we put in just enough information to actually deliver the lead. So here's a great example. If I go back to the Guaranteed SEO page, you're going to see that the form looks very similar. Again, we like forms over on the right-hand side next to the content that you're offering, and this one's just got 3 or 4 fields. They all follow best practices. They don't have to be on the right. Give you another example of one. I click over on marketing, and I click on get a quote. You'll see that the form is on the left, but it's easy, it's clear, and you find out exactly what you're getting in exchange for filling out the form. So having forms that follow these best practices are definitely a baseline for making sure that your website's going to convert. And last but not least is some post-lead messaging and follow-up. What do I see as a consumer who fills out that lead form? Do you tell me exactly when you're going to get in touch with me, what to expect? And do you actually follow up with an automatic email that confirms that information? So those are the website conversion things that we find are minimum best practices that we want to make sure that every website that's trying to generate leads actually has. So that's why we're going to ask you for some of those items in the checklist. Now the second part of the conversion portion of the lead audit is your credibility. So some of these we're just going to be able to take care of for you automatically, such as up-to-date professional web design and a very fast, clean, and accurate website. But we're going to want to make sure you have a visible phone number on the top or somewhere on every single page. We're hoping to have testimonials and customer names on the sites because we've found through trial and error that actually improves credibility as well. We're definitely going to ask you for press partners and media logos. Whenever possible, if you can actually get those on your site, we found again, and it's not just from us but from other people as well, using recognizable third-party press articles such as the Wall Street Journal here on our site, or if it's a Better Business Bureau, or if it's something to do with your industry, we find is going to actually make it more credible to the user. And last but not least, we want to see some thought leadership. That means articles that are written by you or your firm, blog posts that are actually demonstrating expertise or a unique point of view. When you're educating your customer, you're much more credible and you're much more likely to generate the lead. So these are the items that we're going to be asking for that we audit every new site that we take on to make sure that they have as a minimum baseline for a lead generation website. So this is before we even put the thought into the strategy. This is just an absolute basic minimum that you should be doing. So I wanted to walk through those so you understand why we're asking for these things. Some of these are going to take a lot of thinking and maybe a little challenging for you, but I can guarantee that it's going to make your website more likely to convert and generate leads.